So we'll start with Mr. Anderson.
Hi, Vinny. Okay.
Yeah, great.
I'll try this one, but I know you want to buy on it. But you're up against Nottingham Forest and Luton in this relegation fight, and there's both been decisions that have gone against you in both games. Forest should have a winner and Luton not.
But I thought no one would mention it.
Do you just have to just say, look, we can't think about that at this moment in time. We just got to think on the matches ahead of us.
It doesn't improve my week if I think about it too much. But how many points are we short?
Well, that would be 4, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just those 2 games.
Mm. And obviously you swing because you take a point of them each, right? So, yeah.
Just bigger picture, Freddie, because whatever happens now with the end of the season, we've seen clubs before and they've gone down and it's bad and people have to go and the club can't cope and stuff. But whatever happens here, the future will still be bright. There's a big plan here. You're progressing along, and it's not a case of whatever happens between now and next Sunday is going to be catastrophic or whatever.
No, but I think we said that 12 months ago. I mean, we said that 12 months ago. I think that's hopefully what this club can demonstrate in the future, that it's built with an idea for the long term. But I wouldn't like to. I'd like to avoid that scenario altogether, of course.
Great, that'll do, mate.
Thank you.
How much value do you think you've added? You talked at the start of the season about the squad you had and the fact that they're young and they had to develop, and that you wanted to add value to Burnley Football Club, not just for this season.
Yeah.
Where are you on that? How much progress do you think you've made on that?
Yeah, but I think the value add, it's not just me that wanted to. It's a strategic decision of the club as a whole, and it involves shareholders, board members. You know, it's I think everyone's aligned on that. In terms of adding value, I think you find out at the end. I think we can all make assumptions like. Everybody knows we've got a couple of very talented players, and if I'm telling you that we've got players that will go on and do what Madsen's doing at Bayern Munich, at Dortmund, at the moment, and Chelsea, I mean, the difference is we haven't benefited in any way whatsoever of the progression of Madsen, which I would like to, which is normal, by the way. We were very grateful to have him on loan, but. I would like to think that now we're able to at least benefit from the time and that we've invested in the players, and that if they go on and be successful, that we'll get a fair price for them. But when that happens, for me, the later the better. That's for my personal interest, because I can see them, of course, progressing. I can see them being able to compete more and more at this level. But for sure, when they progress, the idea is that it helps the club to grow and be more robust eventually. Because competing at this level, guys, you don't need to. I mean, we're going at Tottenham. What is it, like 60,000 seater with like events of Beyonce and whatever. They're turning up there every 2 weeks for big concerts, and it's so that the power financially of these clubs in the Premier League is only ever increasing, and. For us to find a way to sort of live in that space, I think we have to be really clear on what we're good at. Otherwise, there's plenty of clubs in the Championship that used to be in the Premier League, and to stay in the Premier League it's you have to always be flexible and adaptable to what's happening around you.
So, I mean, the reality, the logical conclusion is it would be pointless. For you, it would have been pointless for you and Burnley and the chairman to go on this exercise and then after one season scrap it and go do something else.
No, it doesn't work that way. I don't think, because it's not like we don't know. It's not like we don't know the options that we have. You enter a restaurant, you look at the menu, and you know what you're gonna get. You're not asking something off the menu, so we know what options we had. Go more experience, pay more money, higher risk in case we get relegated, higher risk in case they get injured, higher risk in terms of contracts where players don't, like I told you, players don't want to lower the wages if they go into the championship. They want release clauses and stuff. So all these things where you kind of sign a pact with the devil almost just to get you through one season. That's an option. Or the other option was to try and find the right mix, the right balance where you have some sort of experience in the squad that helps the young come through. And these young players that are coming through are then the ones that are hopefully in the future paying for the next crop coming through. And you can that way gradually increase your spend, increase your budget.
It's incremental.
It's incremental, yeah. Like I said, the fact that our young players have played this much this season, that probably wasn't by design. That's happened because they were just better this season. They won the competition fair and square, and we needed them to help us through the season. And so the cost of that is that obviously it's at times we've not been as competitive as we'd like. But the benefit of it is that they have made a lot of strides forward. They have improved, and by the fact that they've played in the Premier League, that makes them so much more valuable. But not just valuable financially, I'm talking valuable in terms of the output they will have for us very soon.
Hi, Vinny. In answer to one of Pete's questions about Maatsen, you said that he never thought he was too big for the club, and that was a great attitude that he had.
Yeah.
Do you have a job to convince some of the players that you're talking about, the great promise, that they're not too big for the club in case you go down? And obviously with the obvious caveats, we hope you don't, sort of thing.
If you think you're too big for the club, we don't want you here anyway. And for me, I look at this club, like I said to you, like an institution that's got 140 years plus history in so many ways that are almost too lengthy to describe just here, but like in everything in what football has been in this country. So I look at it in this way. I think we have to consider it as, for me, I wouldn't like to think that we're making too much of a distinction in our heads between this club and the clubs that you see playing Champions League on a Tuesday evening, not in the mentality at least. And but then after that, okay, you spoke to me a lot about which player plays, this player plays, and then I told you if you want to be for these type of discussions, you could go down the road to Old Trafford or whatever name of the big clubs that you have in the Northwest, and they might have problems to deal with superstars. And don't misconstrue it, I'm not talking about United specifically, but like it could be Liverpool, because I know the headlines of this. I'm like, why am I going down this road? Yeah, no, but I'm talking, it could be Liverpool, could be City, could be United, but these problems of superstar players, like we can't have that here. We don't have that here. The only thing I'm saying is we have to look at this club as a special club and a privilege to be here, and if you don't have that in your attitude, you might come through the door, but you won't stay long.
Is the club in a better position now than when it went up?
Oh my goodness. Better position than when it went down the first time? You can't even compare.
Not when it went down, from when it came up.
Oh, from when it came up? Yeah, of course.
It improved.
Yeah, of course. I don't even think that's I think that's logical. The issue we had is in my first season when I arrived is we had a depleted squad. We didn't have, we hardly had any players at the start of the season, and I did explain it already in detail in previous conferences. But I think by the end of the season, whatever happens with the results in the next two games, by the end of the season, we have depth in the squad that allows us to make decisions to hopefully be competitive next season, no matter what happens. And we didn't have that 24 months ago.
Just finally, which season have you enjoyed with Burnley the most, last year or this year?
I'll tell you after the next two games. Okay. It could still change, lads. Yeah. At the moment, it's fairly clear, but that could still change. It's only need a moment.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.